Hey guys, what's going on? So I do have a quick video for us. This is the last week of January, right? So I just wanted to recap on a couple of changes, a couple of adjustments, a couple of reminders, but also where we're at for the month to date as of, I believe this would have been Friday's numbers because I don't have Saturday's numbers on the board yet. So again, let's get right into it, guys, and please pay attention. A lot of stuff, information to review in a quick amount of time, okay? So first part of it, guys, is going to be numbers review. So we're going to get into that right away. As far as numbers, guys, I'm going to go through each individual and see where we're at. Okay. For now, Nessa, guys, was killing it. She stopped working about 2 weeks ago, and she was absolutely doing amazing with most everything that you can possibly track. So thank you, Vanessa, for the hard work. We can't wait for you to get back and everything to settle in. And let's go right into the next numbers. Natalie, solid numbers overall. Thank you so much for that. So 27 and 17, Natalie is about three activations away from getting that extra $50 bonus on her commission. Remember, this month there is activations. If you hit 30 activations, you get an extra $50 bonus on your commission. If you guys remember from the one of the first videos this month, right? So accessories, pretty solid overall. I think that your average right now, let me see what your average is. I didn't calculate that. I should have. A little bit low, it's at $32 average, which is off by about $8 average. So just keep focusing on that part of it, then Natalie. I think you'll be doing good here pretty soon. But I did notice that it was a little bit on the low side. Not too bad overall though, considering Natalie is training, is the only manager on duty for the last couple weeks, and again, really really good overall, guys. Especially with the multitasking that Natalie does. Overall though. The conversion rate actually isn't too bad either, Natalie. So thank you so much for that. You're only 4 phones away, again, this is as of Friday, right? From being at 35% or above, right? So if you have 5 or 6 phones at that period in time, or if you make them up over this week, meaning that we're a little bit more aggressive. So basically, the way that you have to think about it is that every day going forward, you have to be at above 35% in order for you to meet the conversion rate. If your conversion rate was at 20%, though, let's say you were really having a bad month and you only have a week left, then you have to overdo it. You have to be at 45, 50% every single day in order for you to overcome that much of a climb that you might have to do. So because you're so close to it, it's just a focus thing in my opinion, guys. So for Natalie, just stay focused on it. You're not that far away, and I think that you're going to be there relatively quickly as far as the conversion rate. But make sure that every day that you work, that you're at 35% or above. As far as your insurance, really solid. You're on a run rate of killing the 19% as well. And then you have a 38% insurance rate right now, which is above the 35% that we ask for as a business. So good on that. Thank you so much. Natalie, boost up. We need to have four actually five is the goal for the month. So we're far away from that. Just stay focused on that. Maybe that can be part of the difference maker here. I think that if you focused on boost ups, that might have been the difference of the four that you're missing, four total phones that you're missing, guys. So look at and observe that, guys. I really want you to understand that part of it, right? So sometimes it might be a couple of numbers here and there that might make the difference between you being at the goal or not being at the goal. And in the instance of these numbers with Natalie, it might be her boost ups that she's missing, right? BOGO, not bad, right? Even though we have I think the goal was 5 this month. So you're almost there. Really strong push the last part of the month here, and then Adeline's killing it. I think that the goal for Adeline's was either 8 or 10, something along those lines. I don't know if these are right necessarily, but not bad. This is really really healthy. So thank you for that, Natalie. And then BYOD. The goal for every individual is 3, so you're only one off, and I'm sure you're gonna get it, Natalie. So thank you so much. And the part that I really want you to focus on, as far as your accessories, that might have make that difference between the $32 average that you have between all your phones and being at 40 or above, is gonna be this one, Natalie. Non-case and tempered glass, right? So non-case and tempered glass is going to be an essential thing, guys. I think that we're all still adjusting and trying to figure that part of it out, but it's a gigantic part of our business that we all need to be accustomed to. So stay focused on those things, Natalie. I think that really just a boost ups, a couple of more BOGOs, finish off that BYOD, and then get your non-case and tempered glass, and I think you're going to be at your numbers. No worries, right? Especially when non-case and tempered glass obviously directly relates to your total accessories. That'll bring your average up. So thank you, Natalie. Let me move right along here. I'm going to erase this so it doesn't continue to um, take our focus away. So thank you, Natalie. And then Myra. Okay, so Myra, a short month this month because of being out of work for a little bit there. So overall, 34% conversion. Because Myra, you work at the slower stores though. What you want to be at is you want to be at 40 to 45%. That's going to be the same thing for Paco, for Brandy, for anybody that works in the north side stores, right? So if you work at Valencia, I'm sorry, if you work at Fairview and Gret, guys, you're pretty much guaranteed that you need to work differently. You need to use every single minute of time that you have with the customer to continue to further the cause, right? Because you don't have that many customers that clump up whenever you go in and you're working. Where you have more time to really squeeze that. The success in the north side, guys, especially the slower stores, again, Grattan, Fairview, in any store when it's low, is going to be dependent on how good you are when it's slow, meaning that how do you squeeze? Don't wait for that activation or upgrade to walk in. Yes, we are going to get those when they walk in, but what are you doing with all those other people that are not walking in and asking for anything other than a payment or asking a question or doing a troubleshooting or whatever, right? So Myra, shoot really for 40% or above, I think is the biggest thing for you. But overall, you're only missing one to meet goal. But again, if you want to meet your goals at slower stores, especially when you work between Rent and Fairview, you absolutely have to be above 40% in conversion. So that's the 40% plus in conversion that you need to be at, okay? I'm not really too worried about your premium right now. Your accessories are solid too. I think you're at a really high average right now as well. So your insurance rate is at 55%. So really, really good there. The things that you're going to be needing to work on this last week of the month, though, is going to be your boost ups, especially at Fairview. There's a bunch of boost ups there, and you do a couple shifts there. Your BOGO, right? And then your Adelines. So these three things are probably going to get you. Oh, and your BYOD. And these four things are probably going to get you over 50% conversion. So really focus on that. Close any BYOD on the new line side of it, right? Get more Adelines at this point in the month. We should have, even in part time, I feel that we should be closer to 3 or 4 Adelines total. And BOGOs, we should at least have one. Okay, so just focus on that part of it. I don't think you're that far away from meeting your goals and exceeding them, Myra. Even though you have a kind of a short month this month in January, so just stay focused on those things. But overall, pretty solid job. Let's go ahead and move over to Celeste. Celeste, the first part that stands out is going to be the conversion rate, right? So you're off by 5 phones total, which isn't a whole lot of phones, right? So just keep in mind though that your BOGOs are actually not doing so hot. I'm sorry, not doing too bad, but your Adelines are not doing hot at all. This is where you're really missing right now. You should be closer to between 7 and 10 total Adelines for the month. And guess what? 7 to 10 total Adelines would basically put you at 35% conversion. Look at the relationship there, right? So again, really understand that part of it because that's really your missing point right now. Your BYODs are fine, right? Your BOGO is actually not doing so bad at all. Your boost ups are there, almost on track. So you're missing 3 right now. So you really have to ramp it up this last work week for the month. Okay, so really pay attention to that. And then insurance, 25%, right? So 10 percentage points off, which is about 40% off from the goal, right? As far as the percentage total. So really ramp that up as well. Talk about value. You're probably the one that knows the most out of our team. So don't skip out on that. The other part, Celeste, that I want to kind of speak to you about is regarding to these two things. So remember, these two right here are actually not doing so hot, even though the boost ups can be a little bit higher, and also your Adelines. And Boost ups, we should be closer to about one. BOGO, you should be closer to about another one or two. And then your Adelines are about off by about five or about, I would say between four and seven. Okay. So these three, though, correlate directly with your activations, right? And remember, in order for me to interpret a healthy activation number at this point, guys, after observing, seeing you guys on the cameras, hearing you guys when you're working, is having a high close rate. Having a high close rate, guys, is the difference between matching your upgrades if you're doing really good with people, because let's say there's a lot of payments and not enough people walking in asking questions about switching over or about starting service or adding a line of service, or there's not a lot of opportunities with that stuff. Then guess what? These things are going to make up for that, guys. But you need to be solid in your add lines. You need to be closing in an additional line when they're switching one over. You need to be actively asking not only about the upgrade, but if the upgrade doesn't bite, hey, by the way, what kind of server? I'm sorry, do you have anybody else that you have need a phone for? Because we have an amazing deal on a Samsung when you add a line right now. And then let it go from there. If they seem even remotely interested, go hard. If they don't, move on to the next thing, right? But remember, these things that I just highlighted over here are going to be the difference makers between being at your conversion goal. And again, you're only off by five, but look where the five are at. They're at your add lines. You're off by about one or two boost ups at this point in the month, and you could probably use another one or two BOGOs for the month. If you would have been there, not only would you have been matching your upgrades, but you would have been uh, killing it on your premiums. I'm sorry, I'm killing your premiums. I'm sorry, I was looking at that. Killing it on your conversion. You'd be closer to 38 or 40%. So a big giant difference, almost 25% different between where you're at now and where you could be if those things were a little bit more solid. And Celeste, you're just like me. We hesitate when it comes to closing a sale. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. Come back and see us. I've heard it time and time again. Trust me, I do the same thing unless I catch myself. And that's what I need you to do. Catch yourself doing those things, because I hear it from you. I hear it from a couple of us in the team too, that we let the customer walk out too easily. And it doesn't mean that we're gonna, like strong arm them and wrestle them down to get an activation, but it does mean that we have to ask the reasons why and tackle those reasons whenever they say, oh, I need to get my wife to come in and give me her opinion. Okay, you know what? Can we call her because this is an amazing deal and you should get it, right? Or what are the reasons why you don't want to do it today? Or do what Paco said he was being very successful with. Ask, hey, you know what? Let me go grab the phones. I'll be right back, and then let them tell you no. Right. And then if they tell you no, ask them the reasons why. Be aggressive with those things is going to be the big one here. So again, pretty solid overall, Celeste, but we do have some work to do with those variables that I just highlighted. But remember, those solutions equal the big picture, and the big picture you're not too far away from. Literally, only about five phones. And once you focus on that and get those things down, you have 7 days to work that. Make sure that your insurance is going along with it even more aggressively than normal. So in order for you to make up that 25% into 35%, which is about a decent amount of work there, 28% difference, you need to be able to overcome a 35% insurance attach rate for the next week, meaning that you should be at 40 to 50%. If you're at 40 or 50% insurances for this next week, you're going to meet your insurance goal. Just focus on that. And then if you have any questions, obviously let me know, okay? Thank you, Celeste. The next one that I want to cover, guys, is going to be Paco. So Paco, overall, solid phones, but same thing, guys. The conversion rate is a little bit low on this, okay? So Paco, you're missing 10 phones this month so far, up to the month, up to this part of the month, and basically up to this past Friday, which was I believe it was the 22nd. I'm looking at my calendar here. Up to the 22nd. There we go. So here's the part that I need you to observe, Paco. And this, again, is learning for all of us, guys. Boost ups, right? You should be about two or three boost ups right now. So that makes up two phones from the 10 that you need. BOGOs, no BOGOs, right? So again, if you had two or three BOGOs, that would make up another two or three. So now your difference would be about five, right? From the 10 that you're under. Adelines, again, two or three, right? Is where you should be at. So you should be closer, like where Natalie is, and some of the team members that are doing better with Adelines there, right? So, and Jesse, yeah, Jesse's killing it with that. So these are the parts, Paco, that I really need you to focus on. You need to close boost ups. Absolutely. Do what you were doing last month, because last month you had a bunch of them. So whatever you were doing last month, you're not doing this month, and you need to pick that up. BOGOs, We need you at least on the competitive there. We have zero right now. So if you had those three things though, because your BYODs aren't doing too bad, and we all know that BYODs are things that kind of walk in. We can't really do a whole lot with that. We can't ask enough questions to get a whole lot more BYODs, even though we're gonna implement a strategy next month. But here's the thing: with those three things, having at least two or three boost ups this part of the month, having your BOGO at least two to three at this point in the month, and having at least 3 to 5 more add-lines right now to be where we should be at as a full timer, you would be killing it. You would be literally at 35% or above. Okay. Not only that, but those things, especially the BOGO and the add-lines, also contribute to your activations. So that means that these, oops, not the boost up, but these would contribute directly to that, which also tells us that if you had, let's say, another 5 or 6 new lines, you'd be super close not only to meeting your well, you would be meeting your conversion goal, right? Because you would also have a lot more boost ups and you'd be very competitive with the conversion rate. But the other part of it is your commission makes a gigantic jump at that point because there's no decelerators if you're at 35% conversion or above. The additional part of it, though, is that if you're at 30 activations by the end of the month or above, you get an additional $50 bonus on whatever you're getting for your commission. So keep those things in mind, guys, because not only is this for Paco, but this is for all of us. Your insurance is doing great, Pacos. Thank you so much for that. Stay focused on it. And then aside from that, I really can't say a whole lot more. But these things that I'm highlighting, guys, for everybody, not just Paco, are going to make a gigantic difference in your conversion and also your new activations, which we need to be higher as a team and as a business. Thank you, Paco. Appreciate it. Next, we have Jesse. Jesse, overall, not bad, man. So pretty solid overall. I think that your numbers are probably the most well-rounded as a team. The one thing I'm going to say, of course, I got to say something here, right? Is going to be this. Your new lines are low. You should be matching or exceeding your upgrades because in pretty much every store in the country, guys, typically the activations are higher, right? Including here in our market here in Tucson. We do knock out a lot of people that are fraudulent, that are people that are trying to work the system and stuff as well, right? So, Jesse, you are in a hotspot. You know, you for the most part, 90% of the time you work at Valencia, and that's probably the most notorious place for sketchy people walking in trying to get over on us, right? So, here's the thing your BOGO isn't doing bad, but it could be better, especially with the volume over there. Your Adeline isn't doing too bad. BYOD is going to be the soft mark, and it was the soft mark last month too. Okay, so be careful with your BYOD because being at Valencia, you should be closer to the 2 or 3, meaning that you're either matching or exceeding everybody else on the team except Celeste, right? And then your boost ups are doing good, but you also do a lot of payments. So that could be maybe up 1 or 2, right? Based on the volume of payments that we have and the opportunities there. But your BOGO should be higher, Adeline should be higher. And that really, though, because none of these you need a ton more. You're pretty competitive in all of them. But let's say another 2 here, another 2 here, another 1 here. You're at +5, and you're only under 3 from being at your 35% conversion or above. So you're not too far away, and that would bring you a lot closer to being close to 30 activations total, which will give you again the extra $50 bonus this month, right? So keep these things in mind. This is five total activations that would be exceeding your conversion rate. But then on top of that, it also influences your new activations, which should be closer to 28 activations, which is a lot more realistic where we should be at in total, guys. Again, guys, these are circumstantial things. I understand you might be perfect with the things that you do. In my experience, though, we all have some opportunity, and some of these opportunities I can tell you that are probably very realistic if we start deep diving even more into them, right? So again, you're doing solid, Jesse. Just keep in mind those parts of the business that are probably going to influence you majorly in order for you to get the best commission check that you can get, which is when you're reaching 35% conversion or above, and when you're balancing your numbers the best as best as possible, which you're almost there. Thank you, Jesse. Vero coming back. Vero is an absolute beast. So I am super happy to for her to be back and help us, especially with all the hours I've been working. So Vero, welcome back. I'll see you tomorrow on Monday. And then Brandy, I know you had a little bit of a hiatus too with some stuff. So I have some stuff to talk about as well, though. And you are doing absolutely amazing, Brandy, with your upgrades. Jesus Christ. So think about it this way, guys. Brandy is doing better with her upgrades than some of us that have been here all month, and she was gone for about 6, 7 days. Think about that. So thank you so much, Brandy, for closing the opportunities and opening up opportunities as you're doing it. Okay. The part that is the sore thumb here, right? The shining beacon of what where we need to work on for your numbers, Brandy, is obviously going to be your activations. Severely low, right? And this is last month and this is this month too. But there are a couple of very obvious points in the business that you can work on in order for you to succeed in this, okay? And be a lot more competitive in the business with it. And then we'll talk about a couple other numbers, right? Number one, BYOD, zero, right? Last month we didn't have a whole lot either. So really, if you're not too sure about this stuff, Brandy, the BYOD side of it, please reach out to myself, to Natalie, to Celeste, to Myra, to a couple of the other team members that have been here a little bit longer that might know the BYOD side of it a lot more, right? Oh, Paco as well, of course, right? BOGO, no BOGOs all month, right? So really think about that, right? Has there not been any opportunities or have we not been pitching it? Okay, Adelines, we should be closer to 5 to 10. If you're anything under that, guys, I am concerned. So, Brandy, really, really, really focus on pitching your Adelines every single customer, everybody that walks in. I don't care what it is, I need you to catch up. Okay, you should be closer to 8 to 10 by the end of the month, so you have a lot of work to do there. But think about it this way, Brandy, because of the success that she has with upgrades, her conversion rate is 57%. I'm sorry, 39%, which is good. I mean, she's over exceeding it, but she's also at the slowest store. So, Brandy, you're at the slowest store. So, my expectation is if you're at slower stores, you are exceeding conversion rate no matter what. You're at 40% or above, right? So, you're pretty much there. The things that you would help you kill it though, and you can still have an amazing commission is going to be maintaining your conversion rate above 40%. But if you had a couple of BOGOs, 5 to 7 Adelines at this point in the month, and you would be on your way to reach the 10 Adeline by the end of the month. One or two BYODs, you could easily be where you are killing it with every single shift that you're working. But I think that the soft spot in your pitch right now is either closing sales when it's a new customer, not necessarily an existing customer, and it's for sure going to be the add-ons, right? Somebody came in for 2 lines, did you get the third one? Somebody came in to make a payment, and maybe you're getting the upgrade, but you didn't even pitch or you didn't pitch well enough the add-on line opportunity because those parts are pretty low, right? So again, keep those things in mind because these three things are primarily for growth: BYOD, Adelines, and BOGO. And we're one between all three of those metrics. This directly correlates with your activations. So if you had three BOGO, which is, you know what, let's say two because that's where everybody's at. If you had an average of Adelines, let's say you had seven, not at the high, but somewhere pretty decently, and you had two BYOD. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 on top of the 8. You see what I'm getting at, guys? Think about what I just said right there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 phone, 11 activations on top of the 8 that she's got right now, right? She'd be in the low 20s in activations right now, which would put her pretty much a leader in conversion rate. Okay, so those are the numbers that we need to fix, and that's not even talking about the boost ups. Boost ups should be between, I want to say, 2 and 3 at this point in the month. So just keep those things in mind, Brandy, because you have the opportunity with whatever you're doing with your upgrades to really facilitate everything else. But you have to get good at closing. You have to be able to pitch add-lines. You have to be able to switch a one-liner to a two-liner, a two-liner to a three-liner in the way that you present your options to your customer. And you have to get better at closing because you might be closing good on upgrades, but you're not closing good at activations right now, and that's a gigantic part of our business. Okay. The other part that I want to talk to you about, Brandy, here is going to be your insurance. 10%. Please get with one of the team members that is the highest in insurance, such as Paco or Natalie, and talk to them today. I know you're working today or the next couple of days, what you need to do and what you're doing versus what you should be doing to get a higher insurance rate. I understand that insurance on upgrades is a little bit more difficult, right? Especially when they're not getting a super high-end phone or they're paying more than important. So that might be a factor, but really just keep that in mind, okay? So aside from that, thank you so much, guys. That is a breakdown of the numbers, and I hope it makes sense. But also, what I want is for this to serve as a guide, a guide as to what you need to do for the rest of your month in order for you to be successful and get the best commission and bonus possible. Guys, if you're making less than 350, 400, $500 in commission, you're not where you need to be at, and I am not getting what I need from you when it comes to productivity. So again, 500 plus is where you need to be at every single month. I don't care how slow it is. I've been there before, guys, and I have had other team members, including some that are with us right now, that no matter how busy or slow it is, they get it. And I need you with that mentality. But these numbers are not going to get us there. Those little tiny ones and twos are not going to get us there. Okay? So keep those things in mind, guys. We need better from each of us, but just stay focused is the best thing that I can say for us. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. So let's go out of the numbers and into numbers review. Insurance, guys, for the most part, we're doing pretty solid, but make sure that you're at 35% or above. Starting next month, we're probably going to change it up a little bit with the importance, because of the importance of insurance and what it means for people to survive past 6 months with their business. So expect a higher commission, but also higher penalties if you're below that. So you need to get really good at pitching insurance and making sure that you're closing it successfully. Okay, BYODs, we're gonna probably work on buybacks in the next couple of months, guys, once we settle in with staffing a little bit more. But that's gonna give you an opportunity to buy stuff back at a discounted rate on a couple things. So it's probably gonna be a buyback that gives you a discount on accessories, so you can sell more accessories at a higher rate, right? Or maybe even throw in their memory cards and headphones and other music accessories that that you might have been talking about with the customer when you were consulting them and asking them questions, right? So again, this is going to be based on phones and how good they are whenever they're doing either an upgrade or a port in, and what they might be able to do with the phone. If they don't want to add it to their account, but let's say they would rather trade it in for an accessory credit, that might be an option for them. And then we'll obviously have a process for that. Conversion, Adeline, BOGO, guys, as you saw, these are probably going to be your number one hits when it comes to having a successful conversion rate. Comp plan review with Angelica. So Angelica is going to be helping this week, and I believe next week with commission review. So basically, she has questions that she's going to be formulating that her and I have discussed and have gone over. And based on the way that you get commission, I will need you guys to understand how much you get paid, right? So it might be something like, okay, two activations walk in with one insurance. One of them is a premium with an iPhone SE, and they're both on the $50 plan, the 50 plus 30. And how much do you make off of that, right? With $70 in accessories. So this would be an opportunity for you to break down the commission and give her an answer, and then she's going to cross-reference it with what she knows and how the commission works. So study up, brush up on your conversion, right? I'm sorry, your conversion, your compensation plan for I'm sorry, for commission. That way you are 100% with that. The power bundle, guys, I just got some clarification from Angelica how it's going to work. So I want to make sure that you kind of get over that. Break that down, I should say. Number one, guys, we do have a $10 bonus for each of them that you do as of right now. I don't know if it's going to change for next month or not, but for now, we have an additional $10 bonus for each of them. So as I know right now, Jesse's got two of them and Myra has one. By the end of the month, guys, you each need to have one. Okay? So that's the goal. I need each of you guys to shoot for one. And you have all the resources and tools to do it. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. The person is getting a $50 plan for 6 months. That's a $300 value. They're getting the activation fee waived. That's a $25 value. They're getting the payment fee of $3 waived for the next 6 months because they already paid for an advance. That's $15. They're going to get a $40 bill credit so that their seventh month is going to be discounted. That's $40 value. And they're going to get a free phone up to $300. Basically, like the A21, which is $240 plus activation fee plus taxes. That's easily very close to 300 or a little right under it, I believe. So either way, you get all of this in a limited plan. $300 phone, $40 bill credit, $15 payment fee credit, right, or discount. $25 activation fee discount in a unlimited plan for half a year for our price is going to be $265, and it's $25 plus tax, so it's going to be about $268, $269 realistically, right? With this though, they're going to get $25 case and tempered glass. And again, you can go up on that, guys, but make sure to be flexible with this. And if you do the A20, guess what? 0 equals 25, right? If you do the A20. So again, there's a little tricks to this. I'm all for you doing that if you need to do that, okay? If that is going to save the customer money. They're going to get the 6 months of service. They're going to get the $25 activation fee waived built into that price. They're going to get the $15 discount. And then they're going to get a $40 bill credit from Angelica's team. And this is basically going to be as a bill credit for the last bill of the pay period, right? So after 6 months, when they're going to come in and pay their $50 plan on the seventh bill, they're going to come in and pay instead of 53 bucks, they're going to pay $23. Okay, so again, even more value to this whole thing, guys. And this is something that Angelica and her team are working with us on. I don't know how many bills credits they're going to be for that, but I can tell you that it's not going to be forever and it's not going to be that many. So whoever gets them first is going to be the people that are going to have their customers benefit from this. So you send the PIN and the phone number through GroupMe on the important chat and tag Angelica, and then she's going to be able to do that within a day or two. Okay, pretty straightforward, guys. I'm not going to go over into more detail on that. The A20, the next thing, right? The A20 and the iPhone 7 pre-owned are both in promotions right now, guys. Obviously, for us and our team, just keep in mind that the A20 equals 0 equals $25 when it comes to accessories. So if you do a port-in, literally, the customer might be paying $75 plus tax, so about $83 out the door for a phone, the month of service, the activation fee, and a case and a tempered glass. So for people that don't have a whole lot of money that want a good deal, guys, this is a perfect opportunity to move those A20s. For somebody that walks in that needs, let's say, for example, a device that is hold on, guys. I got a text message. Let's say somebody that comes in and says, you know what, Carl, I don't have a whole lot of money and I'm on an SN network and I want to stay on SN. This is a perfect opportunity because, yes, it's not discounted a whole lot. It's still 150 plus tax, but they're going to be paying 150 plus $25 activation fee, and then they're going to get the case and tempered glass for free. And of course, you're going to get a $25 you're going to be able to put on the board $25 case and tempered glass. So again, a good way of doing that. I wouldn't do this as an upgrade aside from that though, guys, because the A21 is cheaper and is a better phone. But for an SN, that works. For a port-in though, this is where you need to focus on. So this is basically for the most part a port-in promotion, right? And I need you guys to really stay focused on that because that's really what it comes down to. Port-in promotion, customer walks in, doesn't have a whole lot of money. This is probably the best thing for them. Of course, if they meet the requirements and you establish that this is the best thing for them. Don't push them this way if they just don't have a lot of money, but expect the A21 or a nicer phone. This is probably not going to work out. Work with them and your price flexibility that you have. The iPhone 7 pre-owned, guys, is again $250 right now plus tax. This is including act fee, case, temp glass, and guys, this is as good as it gets for somebody that wants an iPhone and doesn't have a whole lot of money and they're not eligible for an upgrade, for example. So there is a couple circumstances where you can use this, but for the most part, this is something that is again circumstantial, but we need to move these phones as we can. The one that is the most urgent to move is going to be the A20 though. Really focus on this again in the circumstances that might appear that is a perfect fit for a customer to work with this. By the way, the A20, viejitos, right? People that really don't have a whole lot of money, they might be in a budget and they just want something solid that's going to last them a while from a good reputable company. Samsung's a great company, guys. And then the last thing, guys, is the Boost uniform. Okay, so lately, even at the stores, guys, I haven't made a big deal out of it, but I've been seeing floral shirts. I've been seeing random types of shirts. I've even not a whole lot, guys, but I've seen them. And then no lanyards with name tags. I don't. So if you need something like that, guys, get a hold of myself or Natalie. But you need to be in your uniform. Okay, most of us, if not all of us, have shirts and everything that you need to be able to be in uniform code every single day. I need you guys to be in uniform every day. I and Natalie and Vanessa will be looking on the cameras in the huddles to see where we're at, and I need you to get your stuff. So if you come in with a shirt that's not Boost, get somebody to come and bring it. I'm not gonna let you go to home and do this because we don't need to be doing that. That's your responsibility. So if you don't have shirts or need something else, you need to call me or text me and let me know what you need. Okay. But if you have shirts, I expect you to wear shirts. If you have even the face masks, guys, I don't want to see things that are not those masks. You have two of them, wash them. It's part of a uniform in a sense because it's it has our brand and it makes us look more official. And then of course your lanyard with your name on it, guys. You need to have that at all times, and it has to be on your neck. It has to be on you along with the security one for the panic button. Okay. So remember, make sure that you have your lanyard. Can't read my writing, huh? Lanyard, boost shirt, and security card. Those are basically the top things that we need to have on us at all times, guys. And then the other thing, guys, again, have your face mask. Everybody has two, and you can wash them and alternate them. Okay, use the boost ones. I don't want to see any off colors at this point, guys. I think it takes away from the professionalism that we should be doing on ourselves. Okay. Aside from that, guys, I don't want to make it any longer. I know we covered a lot of stuff. Hopefully, everybody followed with this information. Very important stuff, especially the phone. I'm sorry, the numbers review that we did in the beginning. You need to pay attention to that, guys. Those things relate directly to your pocketbook. If you don't care about those things, guys, you shouldn't be here. But you need to care if you want a if you want a good check at the end of the month. And if you don't care about checks, guys, this isn't the type of job for you. I want you to care to have a $700-800 commission check versus a $200 or $300. Those $300 to $400 differences make a big difference for me, and it should be, and I know it makes a big difference for you. We all have bills, right? So again, listen to this stuff. Make sure to work on the stuff that I just notated as far as your numbers and all the other stuff that really just helps you and our customers. If you have any questions, call me, text me, whatever you need. Okay? Thank you, guys. Bye bye.